Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining the EMQ Office Hour session. Thank you for making the time, whether it is in your morning or your afternoon, depending on your time zone. Um, okay, we're seeing a lot more people coming in. I think we will start right now. So hi, my name is Keen Chen. I'm from EMQ marketing team. I'm your host today for the session. So first thing first, I will walk you through today's agenda and experts. So first, today we have two EMQ experts with us for the session. First is Jun Gu. He's the Director of Community Management at EMQ. And he has decades of experience in database management and database software. And then we also have Zaiming Shi. He is the EMQX product CTO at EMQ. He has more than 10 years of experience in data streaming infrastructure management and development. And just for today's session, we will have three different parts. First, June will walk you through EMQX Platform Premium Plan. We've launched this plan recently, and it is targeting for global companies that helping them to manage big data systems across different regions. June will walk you through how different this plan is from different other EMQX platform offerings. For the second session, Zaiming will walk you through product updates on EMQX Enterprise 5.8 and what's coming up for EMQX Enterprise 5.9. He will also have two demos showing you different features on how EMQX can enhance data security and multi-tenancy. And lastly, we'll open up the floor for Q&A, so make sure you submit your questions. Before we start, just a couple of housekeeping notes. So you can submit your question anytime at the bottom. There's a Q&A tab. Just type in your question. We will address them in the Q&A session. And second, we will launch a poll in the middle and towards the end of the sessions. It'll help us to improve this session and bring better future EMQX office hour session to you. So make sure you help us out to fill out that pool. And lastly, the best way to contact us if you have a specific question is through Contact Us link at the screen down below. That way we can find specific experts to address your specific questions. So yeah, that's it for the intro. I'll hand the mic to Jun. He will talk to you about EMQX Platform Premium Plan. All over to you, Jun.
Sure. Thank you, Chin. Hello, guys. Nice to have you here. And we are running this introduction about EMQX Platform Premium Plan. So while I'm talking, if you have any question, you can raise the question in the Q&A panel, which you can see a bunch of buttons in the bottom of the Zoom application, Zoom interface. There is a Q&A. If you have any question, you just click Q&A and raise the question there. So we can see the question and we can type the answer into the that place. Or also we probably can just answer the question by when we speak. Chin, please move to the next page. Okay, so before I explain what is EMQX Platform Premium Plan. So first question, I want to take some time to explain what is EMQX Platform. So this year we have rebranded our product. So we started to use the EMQX Platform this term. So what is exactly it is? So I think most people know EMQ by using our open source MQTT broker, which is called EMQX. So this is our core MQTT project, and it's a standalone broker and can provide a small-scale deployment with a minimum clustering support. So the project focus is on the MQTT protocol and its features support. And we try to provide a reliable choice for a small-scale deployment. But for most enterprise level users, they are seeking more reliable, not only in the software, but also from a service perspective. So our commercial offering is called EMQX Platform. So basically, EMQX Platform is the MQTT broker, our open source core, plus we added additional enterprise grade features like message streaming, data persistence, and also enterprise authentication. In the recent 5.8 release, we add like Kerberos authentication for client connection, and also we add SSO to the dashboard login. So we add enterprise authentication to EMQX platform. And also, if you're using our cloud deployment options, you can expect the security compliance. We pass the SOC 2 Type 1 and SOC 2 Type 2. And also, there is a promise SLA for our cloud offerings. So basically, the EMQX platform, we can by the deployment options, we can divide them into like on-premise version and the cloud version. So the on-premise version is known as EMQX Enterprise, which is our flagship commercial product. It extends the open source core into the enterprise grade scenarios. So all the those enterprise features we will add into EMQX Enterprise. And for the cloud offerings, we have different levels of options. So the most easy way to bring up your own MQTT cloud broker in the cloud is using EMQX serverless. So it's starting for free, which means we provide a free tier for in EMQX serverless, and you don't need to find your credit card if you're just using the free tier. But if you want to own your dedicated resource in the cloud, so we have the dedicated EMQX cloud. So you can think about it's a EMQX Enterprise, which we install it in the cloud, and you have your dedicated resource. You don't share anything with others. Unlike serverless is something underlying. There is some shared resources for the serverless users. And today we will mention, like in the next page, actually, we will talk about the premium plan. That is, we can think it's EMQX Enterprise plus extended service in the cloud. So we will introduce those extended service in the next page. And also we have a BYOC offering that is suitable for people want more privacy, but they want to delegate the management work to EMQ. So that is manage your on-premise EMQX deployments in the cloud. And actually, that on-premise EMQX deployment, something also happening in the cloud. For example, we have customer, they purchase their own AWS EC2 instance to install EMQX Enterprise, and then they delegate this EMQX Enterprise, the management work of the EMQX Enterprise in AWS EC2 to EMQ by using this BYOC offering. Okay, Ching, please go to the next page. Okay, so on this page, we will give you a list of features you can expect in the premium plan. So the first is the dedicated storage layer. So with the highest level of the cloud plan, each deployment will have its own isolated storage, and it will ensuring the maximum data security. So the data storage is not only the storage owned by this, for example, underlying it's like a cloud image, like running on EC2 kind of cloud instance. They will have their in-machine storage for sure, but also we will attach certain kind of premium cloud storage to the premium plans. For example, like just like something like on AWS, you have EBS, right? But you also have like EBS Premium, which is a premium storage which can be shared in different instance and in different available zone. So that is something not exactly the same, but it's something similar we bring into the premium plan. So that's why we add more we bring more values, but also it will cost a little bit more compared to the other EMQX cloud offerings. The second thing you can expect is the durable sessions. So premium plan will ensure the uninterrupted connectivity for your IoT devices with these durable sessions, even with the server restart. That means we will give the session persistence to not only to the memory, but also to the disk. So it will provide the highest level of the data integrity for your enterprise scenarios. And the third is the event history. So in the premium plan, we will record all the client activities, including connect, disconnect, and message events. So you can use that for like problem diagnostics, but also like audit purpose. So that is something that is something provided by the extended service, because if you only have an EMQX Enterprise installed on your machine, you will have to develop certain things to keep this event. EMQX Enterprise give you the interface to get this information, but you will have to program a little bit and to store these things onto your machine and get them effectively. So on the premium plan, this is all built-in features for the premium plan. The fourth one is the class linking. That is something we introduced in the EMQX Enterprise 5.8. So this feature is also available in the premium plan on the cloud. So it enables the automatic massive routing between clusters. So it's not just within one single cluster. It's bring the massive routing between different clusters. Because we have customers, they are running multiple clusters to cover the business from different regions. So sometimes they're looking for a data transparency or data integration between clusters, or they want the high availability benefiting with these multi-cluster linking features, like you have cluster A, and just in case the entire cluster went down, but it's very occasionally, it basically won't happen, but just in case it happened, you still have something backup. Okay, the last feature you can expect is, we call it EMQX streaming. That is a native support for the Apache Kafka protocol. So you can use your Kafka clients to consume the MQTT message directly. So before, we have users, a lot of users of EMQX, they use EMQX Enterprise to achieve the data integration between EMQX MQTT broker to the Kafka streaming platform. But now we bring this native support. Then you no longer need to do some data integration work from EMQX to Kafka. You can directly use your Kafka client and connect to the EMQX cloud premium plan, and you just consume the message from your Kafka clients directly. So that will save a lot of overhead in the infrastructure level. Okay, so this is the key benefits you can expect in this premium plan. Please go to the next page. Okay, so for more details, you can visit our website. There's a pricing page, so you will see the difference between each EMQX platform deployment options, and also some of the options we listed the pricing on the website. But for other like premium, BYOC, enterprise, there's more different variables in the pricing. So you can click the button contact sales and raise the quotation request. So our salespeople will help you to give you the pricing. Okay, next page. Okay, so this is something not relevant to the premium plan, but I will also like to share with you guys. So we have open source free MQTT client, which called MQTTX. So recently we released a new version of MQTTX. So in this version, we introduced a very useful feature. It's called a topic viewer. So this is a short demo video which demonstrate what is the topic viewer. It actually bring the visualization to developer about the topics in this broker. Ching, can you play the video? Yeah. Okay, so here you connect to this broker and go to the this tab called Topic Viewer tab. You will see the message and the topic layers on this local broker. And yeah, this is a okay. So yeah, this is a tree view, and you can control the depth of the tree. So that's very intuitive display of the topic structure, the topic tree on the MQTTX. Okay, so yeah, Ching, please go back to the slides. Okay, so if you want to try MQTTX, I gave the link at the bottom of this page, just mqttx.app. Okay, please go to the next page. All right, and also before I move to the next session, I want to mention we always welcome developers to submit the guest blog on emqx.com. So if you want to submit some blog post, just email to me. This is my email address. And so yeah, here I just give an example. This is a guest blog we're working on with a user. He is writing up story about the power storage and the virtual power plant. So that is a very interesting use case. So we will share with the community on our website. Maybe I think that's just it's close to the end, but yeah, probably in 3 weeks we will publish this blog post on the website. Okay, so that's all my part. Yeah, thank you for listening. We will now move to Stone's session.
Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining. Yeah, this is my part. I'm going to give you some updates on the 2 releases or 3 releases since the last office hours, and then a short outlook for the 5.9 release. Then in the end, if time allows, I'll give you some 2 demos, live demos actually. Yeah, in 5.7.2, it was released in August. The main features are dynamic topics for Kafka. This actually includes also Confluent Platform and Azure Event Hubs. They are basically all services talking the Kafka protocol. Previously, you can only use the static topic names in the data integrations. But now you can use a template, a placeholder. Say, for example, you want to use a data field in the payload as the Kafka topic name, then EMQX will automatically start a new publisher for the new topic whenever there is a new topic rendered from the template. And then we also added two bootstrap enhancement. One is to bootstrap built-in authentication database from a CSV file or a JSON file. And another is to bootstrap the list of banned clients for security. And then we also added a function for Lua engine SQL syntax that you can use a function to get the operating system environment variables. It's great to define some secrets and to resolve the secrets at runtime, and for some other purposes as well. And for Scrum authentication, which is the enhanced authentication for defining the MQTT version 5 specification, we had an enhancement which allows you to define the initialization of the Scrum inputs externally from calling the HTTP API. Previously, you can only choose to store the secrets in Ninja database internally in EMQX. Now you have an option to store the secrets outside, then serve the secrets to EMQX using an HTTP call. And then there are a few bug fixes and some minor breaking changes. For the details, you can read them in the release notes. Yeah, please go to the next, Jing. Thank you. 5.8 was released at the end of August. Main features are client attributes. In the demo that I'm going to give at the end of this session, I will also make use of client attributes, so I won't go into the details here. And we also added support for ACL rules in the HTTP authenticator response. This will help you to actually remove most of the HTTP authorization integrations. There's also authentication. Should we leave the questions to the end, or?
Yeah,
Jean?
we'll address the questions in the Q&A session.
All right, thanks. Then I'll continue. Yeah, so authentication is more effective. So if you can return an ACL rule list in the authentication response, then EMQX will keep that around. There's then for later publish requests and subscription requests, EMQX will just directly use the information from the memory instead of going to HTTP endpoint for authorization. And for Enterprise Edition, we added the hot upgrade. Now you can, we have the capability to build a special package. And then we also added a UI support for installing the package on the fly without restarting the service. And as Jean previously just mentioned, cluster linking was added in 5.8. So this allows you to federate a number of clusters to a unified namespace. So it's essentially different from message bridging because it's smart. It's a routing replication. So it doesn't for bridges, you have to configure a set of topics that you want to forward the messages or receive the messages. Then if there are no local subscribers, the messages are still forwarded or subscribed or received, tend to be waste of network resource. So in cluster linking, since if there is no local subscriber, the routing information will not be forwarded, hence the peer nodes will not forward the messages to it. You can read more about this feature in our release, in our documents. Message transformation. This enhances the message republish action in the rule engine. So now the rule engine just transforms message. You can use the rule engine to transform a message and republish to a different topic. But the message transform sits actually at a more upstream position in the message processing chain, so that it allows you to modify the message when it comes in before it routes to the subscribers. Yeah, we also added the dashboard support for OIDC SSL protocol. Then there's also Kerberos authentication for clients, for MQTT clients. And finally, there are many new data integrations, including Azure Blob Storage, Couchbase, Data Layers, which is our new time series database. And we also supported Thrift protocol for IoTDB. Yeah, and also configurable static Kafka consumer groups. Some platforms, they tend to issue a consumer group ID for the client, for the multi-tenant clients or the customers. They can't just use any string as a consumer group ID. Now it's configurable. Please go to next. Yes, thank you. This month, we just released 5.8.1. We merged a community contribution for shared subscription initial sticky pig strategy. And we also added the webhook client auto reconnect for zombie connections. And sometimes some web servers, they just silently drop HTTP request without closing the connection or without replying a 503, for example. Then the client will just sit and wait forever. Now we added the zombie detection. So if that happens after 10 seconds of the request to expire, then the connection will be reestablished. For the rule engine database actions, there has been a long defect from day one, which was accidental in the beginning, that we turned the undefined as a string for databases. And this we were not able to change this behavior for backward compatibility. Now we added a new configuration to the actions for all the relational database or databases which support null in the syntax. We added an option to use to support undefined variables as null. And now if a data field is not defined or not found, for example, then if this option is opted, then you'll be able to expect actually a null inserted in the database. We have also improved API monitoring endpoint performance as well in large-scale clusters. For example, when there are 5 or more nodes, sometimes you'll see timeouts when you click the monitoring page. That's because the monitoring data points were too large to merge for as an entire cluster. Now the data points are compacted in the database, makes the API more responsive. And for quick multi-streaming, we added a keep alive scope. Previously, you have to send the keep alives in each and every stream. Now you can specify maybe the 0 streams for keep alive packets. And for enterprise, we have a Swift driver for OTP, IoTDB connector. I think it was already mentioned in the previous. I'm not sure why this is coming up again. Data integration for with Snowflake. Added support for member auth syntax in LDAP queries. Client info authentication. This is something I'm going to demo. Added support for using conference schema as an external schema registry for Avro schemas. So now you can use the conference schema registry. Also, its convention using the first 4 bytes or 5 bytes as the schema ID. Yes, thank you. Yeah, just a short outlook for 5.9. We're mainly focusing on 4 different features. Multi-tenancy, milestone 1. This is something I'm going to demo. A part of the milestone 1 is already supported in 5.8. So I'm going to demo how this will look like if you want to achieve multi-tenancy goals. And a global authentication authorization without cache. We never had an authentication cache. For authorization cache, the cache was stored in the client state. So if the client disconnects, then the cache is gone. And if they reconnect, they have to rebuild the cache. So this will be enhanced in 5.9. Hopefully, it's a global, globally synced authorization cache. So when the client reconnects, they won't have to suffer the latencies for doing the authentication and authorization. It'll help the scenarios when a large scale number of clients reconnect simultaneously. And authentication, authorization, latency, instrumentation. This is something we want to add for better observability. For example, it takes 10 seconds to authenticate a client. Then the client might have given up trying to connect already, and then they will just reconnect to another node. And then the other node will have to spend another 10 seconds to authenticate it. So without a very good visualization of the latency, it's hard to troubleshoot. And fallback actions for data integration. This is something we had in version 4, but now we're adding it back to version 5. Yeah, if you are familiar with the fallback actions in version 4, this is pretty much the same thing. Yes, I'll give a quick introduction of the demos I'm going to give. Never mind. I have the content here. I can start sharing my screen.
You'll start sharing your screen?
Yes.
Okay.
The enterprise client attributes, right?
Yes.
Just making sure I share the right window.
Yes.
Thanks.
GitHub.
Yeah, so in this demo, I will first give a quick intro what it does. This is actually a real use case from one of our Internet of Vehicle customers. We developed this this demo to show how they can use the EMQX. It's a collection of scripts to demo the below features: mutual TLS authentication, clients, quick authentication using the client's factors or the client information, or a pure computational. I actually made it a bit more complex. Instead of checking certain strings to be certain static value, I made the clients to compute a hash, and then we can store a secret salt. So there's no like username password database at all in this case. And I also demoed that EMQX can quickly deny a client if the client ID does not match the certificate common name. And a HTTP server for client MQTT, client authentication, using which can also inject client attributes. And well, demo how you can extract client attributes. One is to use HTTP authentication to return the client attributes. Another is to extract directly using configuration. And then you can also inject the client attributes as MQTT version 5 user property. All right, let me try to share the other screen to. You can see my console?
Yes.
Okay, so here I started a EMQX node. We can have a look at the Docker Compose file. We have an authentication server, and we have a EMQX node, which is running with a password. The default password changed. These are all we need for this demo. And we can have a quick look at the configuration. This is authentication configuration, which will check two things. Which has two checks actually. First check is client information based check. We call it CINFO. There are two checks sub-checks in this first check. The first is to allow any user which can compute a SHA hash using the username and the secret is magic chicken here. If they can compute the password, it's allowed. Otherwise, if it doesn't match, then it'll be denied if the client ID doesn't equal to the common name, the certificate common name. And if the first check had no match, those two is match returned false, for example, both returned false, then it'll come to the second check, which is the HTTP. So this will help you to, if you have a legacy system which implemented HTTP authentication, and then you want to move to another authentication, this is something you can do. Similarly, you can add it at the one chain in the beginning if there is no match in the first, and then you go to the next. Let's say this is the legacy, and it's a HTTP server which accepts the posts. Then the body will contain the certificate PAN form, base64 encoded certificate to make the decision. And then the other config is there's nothing interesting here, but in the MQTT client initial client attribute init, you can set an expression to extract the client attribute named key2 here from the certificate subject. Here we want to extract the OU part, as an attribute key2. And the auth server will actually try to also extract the OU, but assign it as key1. So it will return a response result is allow, and client attribute is key1. So let's see. So I've already started the EMQX and the auth server. And we can try to subscribe. It's subscribed to the T hash. And we can have a look at the publish script, which basically is to use the certificate and publish to T1 topic, with a hello message. I try to publish. We can see that the message is received by the subscriber, and the message has user properties injected as key one, which is the OU from the certificate, and key two also as the OU. This is injected by the authentication server. This is initialized by the configuration. Okay, I'm going to share the other screen to show the dashboard. Here I've logged into the EMQX dashboard. You can also configure those things from the dashboard. This is something that I've shown in the configuration files. And authentication. Yeah, that's actually all I wanted to share for the MQTT settings. You can configure them from here. And authentication is in access control. Authentication, you have client info based authentication, which does two checks. One is to check the hash compute, and the other is to check the common name equals to client ID. This is very useful, and this is just for fun. This is very useful to fence off invalid clients. So if they for some reason got on hold for a client ID, then they'll have to use a certificate. Be the same as to use the client ID the same as certificate common name, but also you can fence off clients which had the certificate deployed wrong. Let's say if you intend this certificate for this client, but for some reason it was deployed on the wrong device, this match rule will quickly deny them. Instead of going to the next node in the chain, the HTTP. All right, and then this is the first demo. I'm going to show you the other demo, which is more for the use case for here, actually. Multi-tenancy. Multi-tenancy is something we will try to offer officially as a feature in 5.9, but this you can actually do a lot of things already on 5.8. So now this demo is to show the capability of 5.8 already. In the future, for multi-tenancy, we'll add per tenant connection limit. Currently, the connection limit is still a global limit, and per tenant rate limiting for messages. Tenant ID in log metadata, so you can do better filtering in the log indexes. And tenant management APIs, so you can create, delete, and update tenants configurations from the UI.
So I don't think you're sharing the screen.
Okay, sorry.
No worries.
Can you see now?
Yes.
Multi-tenancy, yeah. Right. So multi-tenancy, when it comes to this term, we think of it as in two aspects. One is for MQTT client user groups to try to group the MQTT clients into more manageable subgroups. And the other aspect is as administrator multi-tenancy, which you want to assign a username, a dashboard username for different teams, so they can't see each other's configurations. So in the 5.9, we will not add support for administrator multi-tenancy. So the dashboard will continue to be global. And the multi-tenancy we're talking about here is mostly for the MQTT clients. So features in this demo will cover TLS authentication, again, using the organization unit, using the OU in the certificate as client tenant ID, and use tenant ID as topic mount point. So the client, they don't know this mount point. They will publish to a topic, and then their topic will implicitly automatically assigned with a prefix by EMQX. And use HTTP authentication again to fine-tune the tenant per tenant authentication and authorization. The tenant ID extraction is more or less the same as the client attribute extraction. Actually, it is a conventional name. We call it TNS. If the client has a attribute named TNS, then it's automatically recognized as a multi-tenant client. But this is not the only way. Extracting from the certificate is not the only way. You can configure EMQX to extract this namespace from, for example, the TLS SNI, or if there is a load balancer between the client and EMQX, then the load balancer can forward SNI and certificate information to the backend using the proxy protocol. For example, a substream of the client ID, or like if a client ID is hyphen separated. And maybe the username is the client tenant ID itself, then, or a substring of the username, or whatever. These are just 3 more examples. Authentication, HTTP authentication. This is a simple hard-coded response. Just for it'll just always allow and then return a list of ACL, the topics and the topics allowed for this client. In this demo, since we are using a static certificate, the certificate is demo OU1, then the ACL rule will be like this. Basically, a tenant is allowed to do anything under its own namespace. This is what it essentially means. Similarly, if you want to configure file-based authentication ACL rules, then it would look like this. Basically, allow everything, all users do everything under its own namespace. Yeah, so now we can try to, I'll switch to another to another screen to try to demo how it works. Yeah, and on this window, try to stop the previous one. Multi-tenancy here. And we can try to start. Well, it's starting. It's this is all open source, so you can actually see in EMQX Git repo. Everything is there. Now we can try to see what the subscription does. Subscriber does. Subscriber will try to subscribe to this topic t/hash. It's the namespace. This is its own namespace. The client doesn't necessarily have to know its namespace, because the namespace is in the certificate OU, and password doesn't matter which password it uses. Now we can try to here we start the subscribe. Now it has subscribed. Yeah, it says it's subscribed to the T's hash. And then we try to see what the publisher does. The publisher will try to publish a hello message with a timestamp associated, which is also the same tenant ID. Let's run it, publish. And this also continued to show T hash T/1, but actually what's happening in the, let me share the screen, the browser again. Here, log in again. HTTP server. Sorry, here we can see the clients. Oh, sorry, subscriptions. It actually is, the client was subscribing to T/hash, but in fact, it was subscribing to this. So as you can see, it's all transparent to the client, but internally, it has a namespace. This is all because of the multi-tenancy feature we added for which essentially comes down to the listener configuration. Here the listener has a I need to show you the other window actually. It all comes down to this listener configuration, which has a mount point like this. So you'll mount this prefix for the subscribe and publish messages. And we can try to inspect all subscriptions from the CLI as well. And as you can see, this subscriber demo sub1 has subscribed to this topic. But it was actually receiving messages as if they are coming from T1. Yeah, so this is the basic multi-tenancy functionality I want to demo, which is already supported in 5.8. In 5.9, we'll add more features to make it more native. All right, that's all from me. Back to you, Jean.
Okay, let me open up. Okay, so thank you so much, Jun and Zaming, for sharing all of the updates and all the demos and walk us through what EMQ can do. So I've just launched a poll. It'll help us greatly if you can fill out the poll. And also, I think we've addressed a couple of questions that came up during the session already in text. So if you have any more questions, this is your chance to type in the Q&A tab here, and we will address them live here. Also, I mean, June, Stone, do you guys want to address the question that previously asked, maybe in live here as well?
Yeah, so there's two questions appeared on my Q&A panel, and I type the answer already. Okay, so I got another one. General question: is it possible to subscribe to any topic and create an MQTT client, which can get message at any form? The Yeah, the simple answer is yes. I'm not sure if you have any specific scenario, but generally, yeah, it's possible to subscribe to any topic. But if you want some security, you can use the ACL function in EMQX, which you can set up rules between topic and the user ID or IP address to do some restrictions for connection or publish activities. There's something
June, I
like
think
that.
this is a question more of a data transformation, because the question was about to receive message at any format, from, for example, string or JSON. Are we reading the same question?
Yes, we are reading the same question, but yeah, I just don't
Hey
totally
guys,
get
maybe
it. Yeah,
let's open up your video camera.
Yeah. Sorry.
No worries.
Yeah, so I can actually try to answer this, Jim.
yeah, sure.
The question is it possible to subscribe to any topic and create an MQTT client which can get messages at any form, for example, string, JSON? So if the message is published not in JSON format, not in a string text format, you make use of the data transformation feature in EMQX Enterprise to convert it into a JSON message or format it as a text. Then all the subscribers will just receive text or JSON format, whatever format the data transformation is configured to do. Another alternative is that you can create a republish action using the rule engine. This is supported in the open source edition as well. You can configure a republish action. The republish action can make use of the SQL functions to transform the message. The drawback is that you have to use a different topic for the subscribers. And so you can also try to match many different incoming topics, and then feed all the transformed message to a single topic in the desired format. Then the subscriber will just receive the new format. Okay, hope that answered the question. And then there's a new one coming in. What is the best practice to use rigid class structure and directory of MQTT topic approaches? I'm not very familiar with rigid class structure, but when it comes to best practice for MQTT topics, especially for EMQX, the best practice is to use short levels. Don't use 122 different topic levels. That will introduce some performance penalty, especially when you have wildcard subscribers. But otherwise, there is not much restrictions. So keep the topics short, and because the MQTT is a lightweight topic, and if you have to use a long topic, either it's very long as a total string, or the different levels has long many characters. It's a waste of bytes if the payload is very small. For example, if you have 2 bytes of payload, but you have to spend 100 bytes for the topic, it won't worth it. Although there is a topic alias come to the rescue, but the best practice, I would say, is to keep the topics short, keep the levels small.
Okay. Everyone, if you have any more questions, feel free to type in the Q&A session. We are approaching the time here, so we'll give it a couple of seconds to wait to see if anyone have more questions. I think we're probably addressed all of the questions.
Oh, there's a newcomer.
Okay,
There's a new.
great, sweet.
how to split the message with JSON payload into separate messages. This is something the Lua engine functions can do. You can write a Lua engine to select from a topic, but extract only a few fields from the JSON payload and produce a new message. And you can write two rules. For example, if you want to split it in two parts, you can write one rule to output one part and the other rule to output the other part. They can be forwarded to different destination topics, or the same topic if you want. And the Lua engine also supports array functions to split arrays into many different, for example, each array element becomes one MQTT message. That's also possible.
Jane, I'm seeing Fatima asking that they're interested in open source demo.
The features that demoed today are both enterprise. These features are not released in the open source edition. But if there are new features coming up in the open source edition, actually the client attribute is also available in open source edition. It's just the client attribute based authentication is not supported in the open source edition.
Yeah.
So multi-tenancy, if you want to try it, you can already try multi-tenancy in the open source edition using the client attribute.
Yeah, so there are also a lot of features in the open source EMQX core. So we continuously publish some short demo video, just like what Stone just showed, and also the MQTTX demo we played in this session. So yeah, we will always publish the new features demo, both from open source and also from enterprise. So if there's any specific features you're curious about, just you can join our Discord or contact us, raise the request. So are we?
Sorry, I just it just quit on me. Are we seeing more questions coming in, or I think there is one more question coming in here. Okay, thank you very much. Sure. Yeah, we will definitely do more demos in the future sessions. So be sure to look out for our emails and on our social medias so you can register for our next office hour session. If there's no more questions coming in, I think that would be mostly for today's office hour session. We really want to thank you for making the time. And again, like we said in the intro, the best way to contact us is through our contact us form. You can go on the link on the page and then fill out the form. We will have either technical experts or business direct representatives to reach out to you to address your specific interest. And also we have LinkedIn, Twitter, YouTube, and Discord and Slack. We're all active on those platforms, so be sure to look out for our post-event newsletter. We will share Slack and Discord and all the other social media links to you, and then you can sign up and engage with us more directly over there as well. Yeah, I think that's it for today's session. Thank you again for joining us. We really look forward to meeting you next time. Have a good one.
Okay.
Bye, everyone.
Thank you, everybody.
Bye.